You were robbed of more than money. You lost quiet nights, small comforts, the ease of laughter around the table. You lost time you can never get back, and with it pieces of your confidence. God saw every sleepless hour, every quiet sacrifice, every moment you swallowed shame so others wouldn't worry. He did not miss it. He is not only moving money, he is moving hearts, circumstances, and the very order of your life toward what was taken. Before the numbers on a statement change, you may notice something subtler, a soft unburdening inside you, a different kind of peace, a relief that comes not from explanation but from recognition that you are not defined by loss. That inner shift is not optional, it is the foundation. God heals the wounds the lack of money carved into your days. He steadies your hands and steadies your mind. Restoration coming to you is not a patch. It is compensation, thoughtful, intentional, and holy. Where there was delay, balance will arrive. Where shame once leaned in, honor will stand. He is repositioning you so you can move forward stronger, wiser, more secure. This is about dignity returning to your life, stability that steadies your relationships, resources that restore purpose, and control that allows you to plan instead of panic. There is a responsibility that accompanies this return. Release the guilt that clings to your decisions. Stop gripping past mistakes as if they will keep you safe. Restoration flows when you open your hands. It requires trust and a willingness to step into what God is orchestrating. Prepare to watch debts loosen their hold, to feel the authority of provision return, to witness what was taken come back, often in ways more meaningful than you imagined. This is total restoration. It is already unfolding. What might the first sign of this restoration look like in your life? Share a brief word or thought below, one thing you are ready to release, or one thing you long to see restored. Stay with me. In the next video, we'll explore the inner shift that makes all of this possible. You have been carrying more than bills. You carried the nights you couldn't sleep, the dinners you missed because you were working 2 shifts, the silence where laughter used to be. God saw each abandoned dream, each choice made under pressure. He is at work now, not with hurried fixes, but with a careful, sovereign restoration that reaches into the places money alone could never heal. Before a single number on a statement changes, you may sense something gentle shift inside you. It could be a quiet peace that settles where anxiety lived, a small relief that surprises you in the middle of the day, or a sudden memory of joy that no longer feels ruined by lack. This inner mending is not incidental. It is the foundation God is laying so what gets returned will hold, emotionally, spiritually, and practically. Restoration coming to you is compensation, not replacement. What was taken will be given back with dignity and purpose. Debts will begin to weaken, but more than that, shame will be replaced by honor. Instability will be replaced by a new steadiness. God is repositioning you to advance, to step into assignments you once set aside. He invites you to stop carrying guilt and to release the tight grip on past mistakes. When you let go, restoration flows more freely. You won't be rushed through this. The rhythm is slow, deliberate, a steady reclaiming that rebuilds what was lost and upgrades it. Expect resources to arrive in ways that make sense for your life, not merely as a bandage but as a platform. Expect relationships and time with loved ones to mend, and expect your confidence to be returned, stronger, wiser, more rooted. Curiosity. What small sign of peace have you already noticed that could be the beginning of something greater? Reflective comment. Pause and write one line below about what you are ready to release. Guilt, shame, fear, and what you are ready to receive. Next video. In the following segment, we'll explore the practical ways God brings those resources back and how you can walk in the restoration He's already begun. You were robbed of more than money. They took your nights of sleep. They stole quiet mornings and easy laughter. They nudged you away from moments with the people who matter most. They chipped at pieces of your confidence until you learned to measure worth by what you didn't have. God saw it all. He watched every sleepless hour, every folded dream, every quiet apology you gave to yourself for surviving. And He is beginning to restore what was taken. Notice this. Restoration often starts inside you before it shows up on a bank statement. Before numbers shift, you may wake with a different peace. A small, steady calm that sits behind your ribs like a promise. You might find a lighter way of breathing when you think of the past. That inner softening is not incidental. It is the foundation. As that peace takes root, decisions you once made out of fear begin to loosen. You stop clutching at guilt as if it were a lifeline. You release the weight of choices made to survive, so new choices can be made to thrive. This is compensation, not just replacement. Where there was delay, balance arrives. Where there was shame, honor returns. God is not merely returning what was lost. He is repositioning you to move forward stronger, wiser, more resilient. Debts will begin to weaken. Control will return to your hands. Resources will come back infused with purpose, meant to restore dignity, rebuild stability, and guard your emotional life. You are not expected to carry yesterday into tomorrow. Let go of the false allegiance to past mistakes. Say to yourself, I am ready to receive what God is bringing. Walk slowly into this season. Allow the gentle rearrangement to steady you. Curiosity. If restoration were to start today, what is the first thing you sense would be healed in your life? Leave one honest line in the comments about what you are choosing to release. In the next video, we will touch on the practical steps and spiritual disciplines that help you steward this return. Don't miss it. You have been carrying the weight of loss like a secret coat. Heavy, familiar, always there. The nights you traded for worry, the conversations you skipped because you were ashamed, the dreams you folded and put away. God has seen every fold, every hidden corner. In the hush that follows that seeing, something gentle begins to happen inside you. A loosening, a soft, holy permission to breathe. Before a single bank number shifts, you will recognize a subtle recalibration within. It may arrive as a small, steady calm when your mind would normally spin. It may be a morning when the grief feels a bit less sharp, or a conversation that no longer knuckles under your chest. This is not a distraction from the real work. It is the foundation. God is restoring the interior first, your dignity, your peace, your capacity to believe again, because restoration that lasts must begin there. He is not merely replacing what was taken. He is returning it with intention. Where there was shame, honor is being rewoven into your story. Where there was delay, balance is edging back into place. You will find decisions becoming clearer, your sense of stewardship returning, the impulse to hide things easing into faithfulness. God is aligning circumstances and opening doors you thought were permanently closed, but He asks something of you in the meantime. Release the guilt that clings like rust. Stop clutching past mistakes as if they define your future. Let go, not as denial, but as trust. You may begin to see debts lessen, control restored, resources arriving in ways that bear purpose, repayment with dignity, provision that stabilizes, opportunities that build long-term security. It's not instant spectacle. It is steady, sovereign repair. What is one small thing you can let go of today to make room for what God is restoring? Share a word in the comments, a single step you are choosing. Stay with this unfolding. In the next video, we will open the door to how God repays what was stolen and how you can walk into that return with courage. You carried more than loss. You carried nights that never came back, quiet dinners missed, the slow erosion of your confidence. God saw each sleepless hour, every hard choice you made to keep moving. He remembers. And now He is doing more than filling an empty account. He is returning what was stolen in the deepest, most human ways. Your peace, your dignity, your sense of belonging. Before the numbers on a statement ever change, you may notice something softer taking root inside you. A different kind of calm settles in the center of your chest. You wake with less dread and more breath. Small things begin to feel lighter. The shame that once clung to you. The secret tightening of your jaw when bills arrive. That inner shift is not accidental. It is the beginning of a deliberate restoration, slow and certain, like a tide pulling toward shore. This is not simple replacement. Compensation comes with purpose. Where there was delay, balance will arrive. Where you were hidden in embarrassment, honor is being returned. God is repositioning you, not just to recover what was lost, but to advance, strengthened by what you have endured. You will not simply get back what you had. You will receive back with dignity, with renewed strategy, with a clearer sense of calling. There is a part for you in this unfolding. Release the guilt you have been carrying. Stop clutching at past mistakes as if they define your value or your future. Restoration moves freely when you let go. Watch debts begin to weaken. Feel control creep back into your mornings. and notice resources returning with intention, meant to stabilize, to bless, to open new doors. This has already begun. Listen for the subtle notes of change inside you. Pay attention to the peace that lingers after a prayer, to the small confirmations in daily life. Curiosity. What is one thing you can release today to allow restoration to deepen? Share it below. Your honesty might help someone else take the first step. In the next video, we will look at practical ways God guides you to steward what returns, turning restoration into lasting freedom. You carried the theft like a secret weight. It wasn't just coins and bills that were taken. It was quiet evenings, restful sleep, the small rituals of peace. God saw every tally, every sleepless night, every missed birthday, every shrinking hope. Now He is not merely counting back the losses. He is restoring what the lack stole from you. Dignity, rhythm, the sense that life is steady again. Before your bank balance tells the story, you will notice something quieter. A pressure you learned to breathe around begins to lift. There is a different kind of rest that comes, not the escape of forgetfulness, but the steady, clear peace that sits deeper than circumstance. You may wake with a lightness you haven't known in years. That is the first sign. Inner healing arriving like dawn, soft and certain. Restoration is compensation, not a simple refund. Where shame once hung like a cloak, honor will return like a robe tailored for you. Where delay stole momentum, balance will show up and align the steps you have been forced to pause. God is repositioning you. He is giving back with purpose. The resources returned will carry new meaning, new direction, new capacity to bless what matters. But there is a posture you must adopt. Release the guilt. Stop clutching mistakes as if their tightness will keep them from happening again. Let go of the rehearsed apologies. Restoration flows where hands are open. Practice forgiveness toward yourself. Speak to the parts that feel small. Tell them it is time to rest in the promise that what was taken is being returned in better form. Prepare to watch debts weaken, not always all at once, but progressively. Prepare for control to return to your household and for resources to come back with intention, meant to secure your family, renew your calling, and restore songs you stopped singing. This is total restoration, and it has already begun. Curious how this will look for you? Pause and name one thing you are ready to release. Share it in the comments, a short, honest line. In the next video, we will step into how God repositions you to receive, with practical prayer and testimony to guide you. You have carried the ledger of loss like a private scripture, rows of missed paydays, sleepless nights measured in worry, small joys surrendered to survive. God saw every entry. He tracked the tiny thefts that added up, hours stolen from family dinners, confidence chipped away by shame, a quiet that used to cradle you now hollowed by fear. But something soft and unmistakable stirs inside you now, a gentle undoing that begins before any bank balance changes. It starts as a peace that does not argue with circumstance. You wake without the immediate knot of dread. You remember the sound of your partner's laugh without first counting what it will cost. This inner recalibration is not accidental. It is the foundation God is building beneath you so that when resources return, they do so on steady ground. Restoration, in His hands, is never merely about money. It is about reweaving dignity, reassigning honor where shame once lived, and returning time that was taken as if it were treasured. Expect compensation, not a pale replacement. What was delayed will come with a new purpose. Debts that once loomed begin to falter. Opportunities arrive timed for your renewed strength. You are being repositioned to move forward with clarity, not hurriedly, but with deliberate steps. There is a demand placed softly on your heart. Release the guilt. Let go of the clutching at past mistakes. The very act of surrender opens channels for restoration to flow without obstruction. You might feel moments of disbelief, a tender skepticism that asks for proof. That is okay. Hold the feeling like a question you bring to prayer. Watch how small things start to align. Calls answered, doors nudged open, a peace that carries you through decisions you thought you could not make. Restoration is unfolding even now. It is slow, intentional, and kind. Curious to see how this will touch your life next? Share one thing you're ready to release in the comments. Speak it, even quietly. In the next video, we'll explore the first practical step God gives you to steward what's being restored. You have carried what was taken like a quiet weight, a list of losses that never made the headlines. Nights you couldn't sleep, dinners you skipped to stretch a budget, conversations you avoided because shame felt too loud. God saw each small theft, every hurried surrender of a dream, and He has already begun to gather what was scattered. Before you see numbers change, something gentler will arrive, a soft but undeniable loosening in your chest, a permission to breathe deeper, an inner pocket of peace that holds you when old fears rise. This restoration is not a mirror of what was lost. It is a deliberate, higher return. Where scarcity taught you to hide, honor will meet you. Where delays taught you to doubt, balance will find its place. The process may feel slow, almost tender, unfolding like dawn, but its intention is precise, to rebuild not only your accounts, but your dignity, your stability, the quiet confidence that lets you love well and rest well. God is repositioning resources and rearranging circumstances so they serve the whole of your life. Emotional, relational, spiritual, not just the ledger. You are asked to release what keeps you bound, the replayed regrets, the tight clutch on choices made in survival, the belief that poverty defines your story. Restoration flows when you untie those knots, when you stop apologizing for seasons you survived and start thanking God for lessons that became soil for new growth. Expect debts to lose their bite, control to return in healthy measures, and what was taken to come back with purpose, carried not as proof of a past hurt, but as seed for a future that honors your worth. Curious about how this unfolding will show up practically in your life? Share in the comments what you feel called to release, one small thing, and how you imagine God restoring you. Stay with me for the next video where we will speak specific steps for receiving and stewarding this restoration. This is the place where the story bends toward healing. You were robbed of more than coins and numbers. You were robbed of quiet nights, of the ease of laughter, of the small liberties that make life full. God saw each sleepless hour, every swallowed word, every choice you made to survive. He has not forgotten what was taken. He is not merely counting pennies to return them. He is restoring the dignity, the sense of safety, and the inner order that money once stole from you. Before you notice a change in your account, notice this: a peace that is not avoidance but presence, a relief that arrives like soft light after a long, dark season. That inner shift is not incidental. It is the foundation. From it, you will begin to make different decisions, to set healthier boundaries, to ask for help instead of hiding, to accept honor instead of shrinking away. Restoration is compensation, balanced, thoughtful, with intention. Where there was delay, fair measure comes. Where there was shame, honor is returned. Where you felt small, you will be repositioned to stand stronger. God invites you now to do something simple and brave. Release the guilt. Stop clutching at past mistakes as if they were ballast that keeps you from drifting. Let them go. When you loosen your grip, the current of restoration can carry what was lost back into your life, sometimes multiplied, often redirected to serve a purpose beyond what you imagined. Expect debts to loosen their hold. Expect control to feel more yours. Expect resources to come back with meaning and direction. This is total restoration, not a bandage, but a real making whole. It has already begun, moving quietly, lovingly, from the inside out. Curiosity: what if the next quiet moment you experience is the first sign of God's return? Pause and listen. Reflective comment: share below one thing you are ready to release so that restoration can move more freely in your life. Next video. In the next clip, we will walk through practical steps, spiritual and financial, to welcome and steward the restoration that is coming. Don't miss it.